Lately I've been thinking about this life and how it brought me here. Staring at this man in the mirror, I see him often here. Wipe my tears, only if you knew what I was going through. Only if you walked it in my shoes. Certain things don't like to talk about, but I'll always remember. The chaos in my mind turned my heart out in November. I'm surrounded by too many doors, not sure which way I entered. But I'm rocking with my loved ones, let you know that front and center. Found out my skin's tough as leather, I can storm through any weather. Addiction was the hardest battle I ever endeavored. It takes a lot of effort to apply all of this pressure. Being higher than propellers only drove me through the shredder.
Welcome to the Message of Hope podcast, where the hope stands for hearing other people's experiences. My name is Adam.
My name is Mike, and today in the studio we have one of my sponsorship brothers, Sergio. How you doing, Sergio?
I'm doing fantastic, man. Thank you guys for having me on here.
Thank you for coming, bro.
Yeah, I've known Sergio for almost 2 years now, like a year and a half.
About
a year and a half, right?
I met you when I had 6 months clean.
And you got what, 2 now, right? Or almost 2?
I got 2.5.
2.5. Okay, so I've known you about 2 years then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
I've known you for 2 years, bro.
Yeah.
Right. I remember seeing you at a local meeting, right? And seeing your swag, and I was like, oh, this fool's cut from the same cloth, right? Because I could tell you were a tagger. I used to be a tagger, so like there was like that instant, connection. You were hanging out with some cool people, right? That I really cared about and stuff like that. So yeah, and we got to know each other a lot over the last 2 years, and so I'm really excited about having you on here, bro. So so what was it like for you growing up, Sergio?
For me growing up, man, like I came from a loving family, man. I'm not gonna lie. I was the baby of the bunch, the baby out of 3, right? And I was showing a lot of love as a kid. I was showing a lot of love as a kid, and my dad was strict. My mom was very loving. Even down the road, she was very loving. And growing up, I did grow up with a lot of fear. I grew up with a lot of fear and watching, my dad be as strict as he was with my brother, with my sister. I always had that, what if my dad finds out, right?
Right.
Like what if I do this and my dad finds out? What if I do that and my dad finds out? So I was always running on fear since a little kid. At the age of like 12, I started skateboarding. I started skateboarding, and that would it was like something that I'd fill the void with, right? Like all I wanted to do was skate. Like I hated school. I wanted to be a pro skater, and I was very resentful towards my dad because he'd be like, you need to have a plan B, right? Like he didn't let me really chase my dreams, and I didn't give a fuck. I think that's what made me kind of rebel towards my addiction. And I started hanging out with people that just for just to fuck around, use drugs. I started putting on this mask, and every fucking group that I'd hang out with, I had to put on this fucking mask and be like this fucking person. Even when it came down to tagging, bro, like that wasn't who I was. Yeah. And yeah, I don't know. But that's what it was like. I grew up with my brother and my sister, my loving mom, my strict father. And, at the age of about 15, 16, my mom and my dad split up, and me growing up with both my parents, like that shit hit me pretty hard. Yeah. It was definitely a different experience. My dad got a pad out here in the IE, and my last year of school, I didn't finish school, but my what was supposed to be my last year of school, I came out here, to Rialto.
If your dad moved to the IE, so from LA, right?
Yeah, from Los Angeles. Yeah.
So you guys were in Los Angeles with your family, right? And then you got your mom and dad split up, and then your dad comes out to the Inland Empire.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I came out here with my pops. I would always have to be sneaking shit. Like I would go to LA, get my marijuana, and I remember having this fucking teddy bear, right? At fucking like 16, 17 years old, and I made a hole in the teddy bear, right? And I made a hole in the teddy bear, dog, so I could sneak my shit over, right? Because my dad was strict. He used to drug test me, dog. Like he used to do all this shit, and he was on my ass, bro. Like today, I understand, right? Like I understand that he was doing it because he didn't want me to end up where I ended up.
Right.
You know, I know like my dad's guidance, bro. He would always tell me this, bro. He would always tell me, let yourself be guided, bro. And like to me, it was like, okay, you know, whatever, you know, like I didn't really you know, like I had this fucking. It would just come in. It would go in through one ear and come out the other, dog. Anything he would tell me, because he would give me some fucking good advice. At the end of the day, bro, like he gave me some fucking good advice, and he was always just trying to set me up for success, dog.
Yeah.
But I couldn't fucking see it. You know?
Even the whole point of like having a plan B.
Yeah,
Right? Like no matter how
plan B
good
part.
of a skater you are, or athlete, or anything that you're good at, bro. Right? You could have
Right.
broken your legs skateboarding, and you can't skate no more. And now you're just like
Yeah,
you
it's
have no
exactly what he
education,
told me, dog.
right? But in our heads, right? Because there's always been people in my life that were like, "Oh, you shouldn't do this. Stay in school." It's like, fool, you don't know shit, bro. Like, don't
Exactly.
tell me nothing. Well, I'm grown. I know what I'm doing. It's like we don't know shit, bro.
We
Especially
think
at that
we know
age.
everything at that age.
Yeah, yeah. So you've come out to the Inland Empire.
Yeah, I come out to the Inland Empire for a year, dog, and once I turned 18, you know, I came out here like around 17, you know, to finish school out here, which, you know, like I started failing classes since middle school, you know, but I came out here for my last year of school, and when I got that chance to get the fuck out of my dad's house, dog, like I took that chance and I went back to Los Angeles, right? And
That's back to your mom's house?
back to my mom's house,
Okay.
you know, and yeah, you know, I took that chance, went back, and I just made some horrible choices, dog.
Okay.
You know, made some horrible choices, and you know that led me to where I'm at today.
What kind of choices? Just a couple.
Just a few.
Not all of them.
Yeah.
Just a
Not
couple
all
of them.
Yeah, you know, I started hanging out with the wrong crowd. Started using harder drugs, right? Like methamphetamine and cocaine, and started popping pills, you know, and yeah, you know, the first bag that I found of meth was I actually, so trip out on this. So like my mom would bring people over, right? And they would stay up all night. And to me, like, I was kind of clueless, bro, because I was just into smoking marijuana and drinking beers, you know? And they would stay up all night. And I'd be like, fuck, like, why are they staying up all night, you know? And then one day, like, I found, like, $1 bill crushed up in my mom's room, right? Like, with crushed up dope, you know?
Yeah.
And I knew it was drugs, you know? And I just said, like, fuck it, like, let me try it, you know?
You just knew to sniff it?
I just knew to sniff it. Yeah, I mean, I
damn.
wasn't that clueless, you know?
Right,
Like,
right.
I wasn't a fucking saint, you know? Like, I wasn't
Yeah,
that
yeah.
fucking clueless, but I found the $1 bill wrapped up, and it had dope inside. You know, it looked like cocaine, because, you know, when you crush it
Yeah.
up, it's white. It looked like cocaine, and I was like, let me fucking try some, you know? I've already done other drugs, like ecstasy and coke, and a few, you know, I've experimented, you know? But when it came down to that shit, like, I was not too, you know, like, I didn't really know too much about it, you know, but I ended up doing it, and fuck, it was a wrap, you know. I started using on, like, you know, every so often, and then, like, it'd be like every weekend, you know. And I used to fucking write music, you know. I used to get on a fucking sick ass one and, like, write music, stay up all night and just fucking start writing, like, you know, how fucking horrible my fucking life is, like, type shit, you know. Like I grew up with a very victim mentality, dog. Like, why me and all this shit, and so at first that's what it was, right? Like, it was like, let me get on a fucking sick one, write some dope ass lyrics, right? And yeah, and make it happen, you know. And I was part of a rap group when I was about 18 years old. You know, we used to do shows, and so, like, you know, down the line, like, I wanted to fucking rap, you know. I wanted to be a rapper, you know, and yeah, so.
Did you start getting it from the people that would come over?
Yeah,
after
bro.
that?
Yeah, I did, actually. I found out, and there's some guy, his name was Josue, and And yeah, fucking, he noticed that I was on a good one, right? Mm-hmm. One day he just threw me a bag, like, here, you know? And he knew what he was doing, you know? And I was fucking, for a while, dog, like, I was fucking very resentful over that, you know?
Yeah. How old were you then?
I was about 18.
Okay.
I was about 18 years old, and yeah, so these guys would come over to my mom's house. I mean, well, to the pad, you know, and they would be up all night, you know, and once I started using, like, I started knowing, like, they're fucking using drugs, you know.
Yeah.
And yeah, fuck yeah, I started buying off of him. Eventually, you know.
So that's what you meant, like he knew what he was doing.
Yeah, he knew what he was doing, you know, and
it's like they say, the first one's free.
The first one's fucking free, dog.
I remember I had, like, when I was quote unquote selling dope, right? Like I had like all these schemes. I'm like, I'm gonna go here, I'm gonna smoke a bowl here, I'm gonna smoke a bowl over here, I'm gonna smoke a bowl over here. So like everybody knows like how good my dope is, and they could just all come to me.
Just flock to me.
Yeah. And I just go to the first spot and end up smoking everything I had. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so you felt like he knew what he was doing,
yeah,
right?
I knew what he was. You know, eventually I knew what he was. He knew what he was doing, and I was just like very resentful because I was like, how dare this motherfucker come to my house, you know, and get my mom to, because my mom wasn't like that, bro. My mom's like this little Mexican lady, right, that worked at Burger King for 14 years, you know, and once her and my dad split up, it was like she started going down a different path, you know, and so to me, like, that shit kind of like ruined my life, you know, all just all of it together, you know, and yeah, it was just an experience that, you know, that of course made me who I am today, you know.
Right. Go ahead.
You don't have to answer this if you don't want to, but this was at your mom's house, and there was these guys coming over, and they were using. Was she using?
Oh yeah, bro.
Oh, okay.
Definitely.
You didn't say that part.
My bad. I left that out. Yeah, she was using.
Okay, that makes more sense.
And then, you know what, bro?
Yeah.
Like me and my mom have like this fucking strong ass bond because of that shit, right? Like, cause, you know, like when I would be out, she would have some. You know, we wouldn't use together, bro. Yeah. Like, she just knew what's up, you know, and like she like give me some, like, here, you know, or when I was out, she'd be like, I'd give her some, you know. And actually, I remember this time, bro, where I showed her I had this fucking bomb ass bag of, not to glorify, right? But I had this bomb ass bag of dope, and she was like she like kind of like her fucking eyes just fucking lit up, bro. And she was like, oh shit. And she like started grabbing some on her own, you know. And I was just like, what the fuck's wrong with you? You know? Luckily, she's clean today.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
She's clean today, and she's staying with us out here.
And then your dad also, right?
Yeah.
Was an addict.
My dad was an addict.
Clean.
Yes.
Right.
So a little bit about that. Like I grew up going to meetings and to 12-step programs and the events and all that shit, you know. I used to go to the store. I mean, I used to go to meetings with him because he would there was a store right next to his home group, right? Yeah. And he would be like, just, you know, buy whatever you want. He'd give me like $4 or $5. You know, back then, like a bag of chips was fucking cheap. And, you know, you get ice creams and shit. So I'd go and then like, you know, I'd be happy, you know. And, you know, every year for his anniversary, like we would give him a cake. You know, we'd give him a cake. And
like from the family?
Yeah. Because he goes to Spanish meetings, you know.
Yeah. Okay.
And they do things a little bit different there. You know, but yeah, every year, like, we would fucking give him a cake, and they would put us in the podium and make us say a few words, you know, and
so you were on the podium before you ever got to the podium.
Yeah. I'd just been a sick fucker since a little kid, dog, you know. And then I remember like saying, you know, like as a kid, like, you know, like word, like, to me, I didn't know what it was, bro, the name or anything, but. They would ask me, hey, Sergio, where'd you go? I'd be like, oh, my name is Sergio and I'm an addict, you know? Yeah. That's what I knew it was, you know? That's what I used to call it, right? And like, I kind of fucking like, spoke that shit into existence.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and yeah, fuck.
And so, and your dad has what? How much time now?
He's coming up on 30 on the 11th.
30 years, right?
30 years, yeah.
Yeah, awesome. I remember we went to the convention in Vegas.
Vegas, yes.
Yeah, I didn't understand a word, right? But I was like, I'm gonna sit in there, bro. You know what I mean? And yeah, it was definitely because it was all Spanish. You know, everybody spoke Spanish, and you know, I felt super out of place. But it was dope to fucking be there and sit there and watch your dad speak as an old timer, as a predecessor, bro, of a fellowship that saves, you know, countless lives, bro. So it was really cool to see that, bro. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I didn't like that convention because the casino's right there. This food scene. I mean, I think everybody who's like really close to me has seen me in the casino. It's not pretty and it's not funny. It's not fun at all. But like, yeah, something awakens in me, bro. You know what I'm saying? For sure. But so.
It's because you're an addict.
I know. Yeah. You know what's funny is I was actually talking to somebody today, and he was like, he was telling one of my sponsors, he's like, oh, well, you're an alcoholic, so you should go to these meetings or not these meetings, right? And I was like, bro, like drug use, alcohol use, gambling use is all a symptom. Like it has nothing to do with you know what I'm saying? The disease that lies in the center of our thinking. You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't matter what you use. Or how you're using it or how much you use. Like an addict's an addict, bro. You know what I mean? And yeah, it's just funny how people still think like there's like a separation. And this kind of goes for like any of our listeners, right? Because we've had some pretty crazy stories on here, right? And sometimes that could even a crazy story could blur the message a little bit. Like, well, if you're this fucked up and if you got like stabbed in the neck, or if you're a prostitute, or if you're a gang member, or if you're like all that stuff, right? That's the only way you could identify as an addict. But the truth is, like, different physical bottoms, same spiritual bottom, right? And that's what we need to focus on.
I think we all deal with that. Like you shared with me before that you thought everyone that went to this fellowship had been to prison and like
they did it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All kinds of things like that. Yeah. Our disease tells us anything to separate ourselves from the rest of the fellowship.
How we're different. How we're better.
Yeah.
Right.
Or how we're worse.
Yeah. Or how we're worse. Like either we're too good to be here or we're too low to be here.
Yeah.
Right. We're not good enough to be like in recovery because I done way too much horrible shit and I'm too scandalous and I'm too dirty to like be in a room with these people. Or I'm not these fucking people. I'm way better than that because I still got a job and I still got a car and I still got, you know what I'm saying? But like, you know, the unmanageability part, it's not just a physical unmanageability part, it's a spiritual unmanageability part, a mental unmanageability, an emotional unmanageability part. You know what I'm saying? So like when I think it's important for me, and I think I know for like recovery in general, that it's like an all-encompassing thing, bro. Right? If somebody were to ever come to a meeting and they identify, oh, you know, my name's so-and-so and I'm a gambling addict, walk them fucking home, bro. Right? Because I believe that like the 12 steps, you know, any 12 step is going to be beneficial to anybody in anybody's life, bro. You know what I'm saying? If you're addicted to porn, if you're addicted to food, I mean, and it's proven why? Because they have a gamblers, you know what I'm saying, fellowship. Yeah. They have a sex fellowship. They have, you know, a food fellowship, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Overeaters, right? So like, and so like, it's all encompassed, bro. It's all together. They all go hand in hand. They do the same. Like we had the same. I know for me, I'm gonna speak about me. For me, I had the same reaction when I'm picking up dope and getting loaded than I do when I went on a slot machine. And I have the same reaction when I lose money than I do when I'm out of dope. It's the same feelings, bro. Right? Just like a toxic relationship. Really high highs and really low lows. That's when I know that something in my life is a problem. When it has really high highs and really low lows, bro. You know what I'm saying? There's like no middle ground, bro. And in gambling, there is no middle ground. You know what I'm saying? In sex, there is no middle ground, bro. You know what I'm saying? In any of these things that they are outside of, let's say, like the drug addiction world, they still have the same effect on me, bro. Mentally, emotionally, spiritually. You know what I'm saying? And physically, because I'm broke. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. So you're 18 years old, right?
Right.
You start using meth, right? And most of the time, sometimes it does, but most of the time it don't take off right away, like you said, like you're doing it like on the weekends, right? Like most people have that story, right? It started a little bit here, a little bit there. Whenever I get my hands in it, like for me, like weed was still like number one for me, and I'll do dope whenever I can. You know what I'm saying? So like, what was it like leading up to the end of your road? So for example, like you said, at first you're just doing it on the weekends or a few times a week, and then what? It progresses, and what does that look like for you?
It definitely progressed, and at first I was trying to hide it, you know, and it was hard for me to fucking hide it, you know, because I knew being a tweaker wasn't the thing to do, you know, so I was like, man, I ain't no fucking tweaker, you know.
Yeah.
And so it started off like using every so often, and then started using on weekends, and this was all just to write lyrics, you know, to write raps and shit, you know. And you know, I used to have a homeboy down in Los Angeles. His name was Jose, and shout out to Jose, man. I fucking, you know, I got so much love for that cat, man. But you know, we started getting loaded together. You know, he had like a little studio at his pad, so you know, like writing lyrics was like, you know, that's what we wanted to do. And then one time, bro, I remember I gave him a Vicodin. You know, we were already on a sick one. I gave him a Vicodin, and he started seeing shit, bro. You know, and I start seeing shit too. You know, like, and let me tell you, bro, like, I ain't no fucking crazy gangster or nothing, but I had guns, dog, at the crib, you know, and he'd be like, Dick, like, there's people right there by that fucking car, and like, in my mind, you know, like, we believe that shit, you know, and we start seeing that shit. You know, and I could have gotten in so much fucking trouble, right? Like if I would have just followed it, right? And I'm bringing this up, bro, because I ended up becoming just like that.
Right.
You know, eventually, right? Like I don't know. One day I just said fuck it and started using every fucking day. You know, I can't tell you when, but like eventually it came down to like I started using every day. You know, and you know, I became this fucking paranoid fucking guy, right? Thanks to Jose, you know. As long as, you know, like I feel like because he started that shit, bro, and he started saying like, hey, people are looking for you, you know, people are doing this, and he started fucking telling me all this shit, bro. So I started thinking to myself like, fuck, like who the fuck's looking for me, dog? You know, and every time we'd hang out, he'd start tripping. And I started tripping, and that shit just, you know, like was like what the fuck, you know. And so eventually I started using every day, and you know, I just started fucking digging my hole deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper, dog. And you know, I used to fucking quote unquote fucking slang dope too, right? Like I thought I was like this fucking guy, you know, and again, bro, I was just putting on a mask, you know, and money was my higher power for a long time, dog. You know, like money, like how can I get money? Not caring, not knowing what the game is really like, you know, and just trying to fucking do things, bro, that aren't Sergio. Right. You know, trying to do things to fit in and trying to do things to make money, and that's just not who I was, dog. You know, and for a long time I followed that character. Right, like I was fucking following that character, right? And then I got to a point where I fucking started becoming like very fucking schizophrenic, dog. You know, like fucking paranoid. And one day, bro, like I fucking I got in the car and I smashed out to Vegas, bro. This was when I was like 23. You know, this was back in 2016, like towards the end of 2016. And I smashed out to Vegas, dog. Like I thought people were chasing me the whole way. I thought fucking people were shooting at my car, and you know, I end up getting to Vegas, bro. My brother lives out there, by the way. That's the reason why I left, right? Okay. Like I hit him up. I remember hitting him up, and they're like, "Hey, fool, they're fucking trying to kill me, dog. Like they're gonna get me, you know? Like they're gonna try to fucking kill me." But at the same time, like I was hanging around with the wrong crowd, right? Like the gang in my area. Like I was hanging out with them, and so, like, I just started thinking thought after thought after thought, and I just kept fucking running with it. Like, yeah, it's true, it's true, it's true, it's true. You know, so I start smashing out to Vegas, and I end up getting to Vegas, dog, and I run out of gas. Like, I got off I forgot what exit it was, bro, but I ended up in Boulder Station. I don't know if you guys are familiar with out there. I don't know, but it's like a casino, bro. I end up in Boulder Station. I put there's a towel.
Oh, that's in Old Town.
I think it's kind of like by Henderson. No, that's not in Old Town.
No,
it's like by Henderson. Yeah. I remember I run out of gas, bro. I put a towel over my head. I call my brother, like, Dick, I'm over here in Vegas, dog. Like, I need you to pick me up. I'm over here, and for like the first few weeks that I was over there, bro, like I was losing my fucking mind. You know, I remember I found the connect out there, right? Thinking if I moved to a different location, like I changed my ways, right? But like it didn't happen. I ended up finding a connect, and they had some fucking bomb shit out there. Not to glorify again, but they had some fucking good stuff out there, dog. And I remember driving around, dog, fucking driving around and being paranoid the whole time, bro. Like the first 3 to 4 weeks, probably like a month, I was out there. I was just like this fucking paranoid fucking guy, like always watching over my shoulder, thinking people were after me, right? And
were you cruising like the strip through there?
The strip everywhere, bro.
There's so many people there. That would be scary, bro.
Yeah, I was fucking everywhere, dog. But
being paranoid, thinking people are after you with that many people around you.
You know, and there was one time, bro, where I was in a car chase, dog. I thought people were chasing me, so I was smashing, bro. I was smashing all through the fucking city, dog. And I remember I made this fucking left turn I turned too sharp, and I ended up drifting into the sidewalk, and both of my fucking my passenger side tires fucking, they blew out, boom, because I hit the curb so hard, right? And I drove with my tires like that for like 30 minutes, bro, trying to find a spot where luckily, bro, I had 2 spares, you know? And I remember like being at a gas station, bro, and fixing the tire, like all fucking like paranoid, looking over my shoulder. And I remember some guy went up to me, dog, and he was like, "Hey, do you need some help?" And I was like, this motherfucker's trying to kill me. And I just went off on him, you know? Like I remember getting crazy with them, and he was just like, "Fuck, like, bro, like I'm just trying to help." I could look back at that now and like laugh about it, right? But like I had some serious fucking,
bro. Those are scary like moments, bro.
No, I have scarier ones, bro.
I know, but like the fear.
Yeah.
Like when you're in psychosis and you think people are out to get you, bro, like there's some real fear. Like regardless if it's real or not, bro, there's like I remember being scared for my life, bro, thinking like this is the day, bro. Like it's funny because I have like moments where I didn't give a fuck if I lived or died, and then I have moments like I can't die, and it's like in those moments, bro, it's a fucking scary feeling, bro. It's a really scary feeling, man.
Definitely, and because it feels so real.
I know. And your brain can't tell the difference.
Yeah, and it's crazy because like it just felt so real, and there was some serious fear behind it.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
So you had worse ones?
I've had worse ones, dog. You
want to tell us about those, or?
Of course, I would love to.
Yeah.
You know, as my addiction progressed, like, you know, I eventually would go into the same psychosis, right? Like every time I'd use, you know, and I feel like if I would have kept going, it would have just gotten worse, right? Yeah. So I've gotten, so I before I tell you those stories, I just want to tell you guys a little bit about how I got to those stories, you know, and so I was out there in Vegas, and you know I ended up cleaning up from meth, you know, after that situation and whatever. Like I ended up cleaning up from meth and just smoking and drinking, you know, and you know, eventually I ended up picking up again, and you know I ended up coming to treatment out there in Pomona, and this was back in 2018, you know, and I've had some relapses, you know, but this last time that I relapsed, I was actually in a hotel room with my ex, bro, you know, and you know, we were drinking and shit, you know, and I got too fucked up, you know, and she got mad at me, and she had her sister pick her up, And I said, fuck it, you want to leave, get the fuck out of here. I don't, you know,
Mm-hmm.
I don't care, you know. So I'm in Banning, California, and I end up finding a person that has dope out there, you know. And I'm like, fuck it, you know. I end up picking up a bag, and you know, I go into this crazy psychosis, dog, and I think people are in the room with me. You know, I'm in the room watching fucking porno, dog, and you know, like doing what fucking tweakers do, right? Like being
sure.
on some fucking weirdo shit. You know, I'm in the room and I start hearing shit, and I think and I have my fucking gun on me, you know, and I'm thinking people are in the room. I was talking to the pillow. I thought the pillow was fucking telling me, like, I would ask the pillow questions, and the pillow was fucking answering the questions, right? And I remember like hearing these voices. I start hearing these fucking voices in this deep psychosis, right? Like hearing these voices telling me like, fuck you, Sergio. You know, like, kill yourself. Like, you're gonna fucking die. You know, and I don't know if you guys ever got into that point where it just feels like you're fucking melting. I don't know if you guys can relate with that, but like I was fucking getting there, bro. Like it felt like my fucking brain was fucking melting, dog, and I was ready to fucking kill myself, dog. And me hearing these voices, right? And I got to a point where I was just like, fuck, like I point the fucking gun to my head, right? And like once I point the gun to my head, like the voices just shut the fuck up.
Oh, damn.
And to me, bro, it felt like there's eyes watching me, dog. And it felt like they just grabbed a bag of popcorn, like waiting for me to fucking blow my brains out. You know, like this was gonna fucking do it. You know, and back to that point where like I felt like I was fucking melting, dog. Like I said, fuck this shit. I grabbed my fucking gun, right? And I pointed it at the fucking dresser that was in front of me because I thought someone was in there the whole fucking time, right? I grab it and I start yelling, motherfucker, get the fuck out. Like if I was fucking like, you know, like, I don't fucking know, dog. But like I had the fucking gun pointed at the fucking dresser and I was yelling at the dresser, like, get the fuck out. Get the fuck out or I'm going to fucking shoot. There was no one there, dog, by the way. You guys didn't catch, you know? There's no one there, dog. So imagine, bro, like if there's someone sleeping in the other room next to mine, you know, just imagine like if I would have fucking shot it, right? And I ended up just saying like, man, fuck this. And I stepped outside and there's a cop waiting for me, dog. You know, and
Waiting for you?
Waiting for me, yeah. Cause it was going on, you know. That was already like my 4th day there, you know. So like, you know, I'm pretty sure that, you know, that I was
the hotel called or like another
I'm
guest
sure the hotel called, yeah. Someone, because I was screaming pretty loud, you know. And you know, I surrendered there. Like I just said, you know what?
Did you have your gun on you when you walked out?
I did, bro. But I wasn't holding it. Like I had walked out.
You put it on
I
there.
put it in my pocket.
Okay.
My pocket had zippers, so I zipped it up, put it in my pocket. I walked out, and she told me, hey, you know, and she stopped me. She searched me. She found my gun. She found my bag of dope, and they put me in jail.
Yeah.
For fucking, it wasn't that long, you know.
Yeah.
But they put me in there for like 4 to 5 days. And even in jail, dog, like I was in this fucking crazy psychosis, and I was talking to other people inside the jail. I was talking to the fucking vents, thinking that, you know, like someone was talking me through the vent, you know. And another dude told me like, Dick, like you can't be here, homie. You just got to tell them that you're suicidal, you know.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. I think that I agreed with them, you know, like I can't fucking be around other people, dog. You know, so I told the CO that I was suicidal, and they put me in a room by myself, and they put me in this fucking and you know that little fucking that little room with that vest,
The smock.
You know? Yeah. It's not the one where it has your hands tied up, but
No.
yeah, it's like a dress, bro.
Yeah,
like
you
a
can't.
skirt and shit. They make you take off all your clothes and shit.
Yeah.
So I had that, thinking there was a monkey trying to get inside my fucking cell, dog, trying to kill me. I thought there was a monkey trying to kill me, dog. It was just all fucked up.
Yeah.
you know. It was just all fucked up, and I remember being in that cell and hearing the news that my dad passed away, dog. Believing it, you know, like, hey, like someone had told me, like, hey, your dad just passed away, and I remember fucking breaking down, like, fuck, like I'm over here fucking like doing all this shit, and my dad just passed away while I'm in here, you know, and I start fucking making these fucking assumptions, dog, and I just start believing them and all this fucking shit. Like I just start believing and like I'm lucky that I didn't fucking lose my mind, you know. Like I'm lucky, like I didn't end up schizophrenic, you know. I'm lucky that you know I didn't fall into that, you know, because a lot of people lose their fucking minds, dog, and they don't come back. You know, it's either they stay stuck up there, or they end up dead, or they end up, you know.
I believe that people that talk to trees on the sidewalk and they're yelling in the middle of the street, I believe that that's me if I didn't stay clean, right? A lot of people say, oh, I'll probably end up in prison or dead. But for me, like the most like critical thing, like the most thing that affected me was my mental health, bro, right? And I was sharing with somebody actually driving over here, you know, because I always talk about like in meetings, I'll talk about like how paranoid I was and thinking people were out to get me, bro. But there was times, bro, where I thought like a witch was out to get me. There's times where I thought there was like a cult in the field and they were gonna like sacrifice me to Satan, bro. I also thought that there was like this big wolf, you know what I'm saying, that was out to like I used to see demons and like there's all like this wild stuff that I thought, right? And I think I shared it on my podcast. But what I've come to realize, bro, is I paid somebody every day to be mentally ill, bro, and convincing myself that I'm having fun or that it's gonna be fun, right? And like it used to take a while to get to psychosis, but at the end of my using, the moment I took a hit, I was right back to tripping, bro. The moment I took a hit, bro, it's like it just like that window of sanity gets like shorter and shorter and shorter, right?
Definitely.
And if you think about that, like next thing you know, you don't even need a hit for that sanity not to be there, right? Those are the results of being loaded for so long, bro, right? There's a switch that gets turned on when we're loaded that takes us into psychosis, and like you said, fortunately for us, bro, that switch was turned back off. You know what I'm saying? And we're not. I mean,
yeah, I could definitely identify with you because you know, when I first met you, I remember you shared your story, and I was able to identify like the same feelings and the same emotions and whatever you went through, right? And yeah, you know, it was a hell of a ride for me, you know, because that window of sanity definitely got smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller, you know. Yeah.
So you ended up in jail.
I ended up in jail.
You thought a monkey was trying to kill you.
I'm
trying to highlight the important parts, you know?
Yeah, that fool was trying to whack me, dog. I swear, fool.
Hey, and it's real. Nobody could tell us any different, bro. You know, nobody, when I was in those moments, bro, like, nobody could tell us any different, bro. You know what I'm saying? If you know, if you tell me that there's not a monkey, then you must be on the monkey side. You know what I'm saying? And, like, you're out to get me, too, you know? And so you go to jail 5 days, and then you get out. Then what happens?
First thing I do is call my girlfriend at the time, you know, and tell her how sorry I was, you know, and she was just over my shit. And I ended up going back to treatment. And and I got out of treatment, and she didn't want to be with me no more, you know, and that shit broke my heart, dog, you know. That shit, like, really, you know, it broke my heart. So I said, fuck it, you know, I'm gonna just start drinking. And I started drinking, and, you know, for us, dog, like, we eventually fucking, I eventually start from drinking, and then eventually start using. I go from drinking to using, like, in a you know, whether it be in a week or in a month. You know, I'm eventually gonna start using again. You know, and I've proven that to myself plenty of times. So I start using again, and I go into another psychosis. You know, thinking there's people at the house. You know, and at this time, bro, trip out on this. You know, like my dad had just got open heart surgery, dog. You know, and I remember my dad would call me and be like, "Hey, fool, can you like come visit me?" You know, like him in pain, and all he wants is my presence right there in that room, dog. But like, I couldn't do it, bro. I just wanted to get loaded, you know, and so I chose the drugs over my family every time. You know, I chose the drugs over my family every time, and that was a moment. You know, my dad ended up getting out of the hospital, and I was still getting loaded, right, and he ended up going back to the hospital, and that's when I got clean this last time.
Okay.
You know.
And what was that like for you? Like, did you go to treatment again? Did you just like sleep it off?
Well, what had happened was I was fucking tripping at the pad, and so this was the last time I used, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was tripping at the crib, dog, and thinking people were inside. I was calling my mom, like, "Mom, look, there's somebody here. There's somebody here." You know, and she'd be like, "Sergio, shut the fuck up," because she knew what she knows. You know, like she knew what's up. You know, like she knew that I was just loaded, and she ended up calling my dad in the hospital, and my dad told her, like, give him one of my trazodomes. You know, so she was like, "Here, motherfucker, like take this and just fucking go to sleep already." You know, and I ended up, you know, it's. Like, well, I'll take anything, dog. I don't give a fuck, you know. Like, I don't care, dog. Like, I'll get loaded. I'll get loaded off. I'll get loaded off anything, dog. I don't care, you know.
Yeah,
so, like, I took the trazodone, and that shit took fucking forever to fucking kick in, dog. And while I was waiting for it to kick in, dog, I'm still in this psychosis, right? Like thinking like there's people outside the window. You know, I think I still have the videos of that day, bro, where I'm recording like outside of my dad's room, right? I'm recording, dog, and like I there's probably like some, I don't know, some fucking shit. Like, but I remember thinking there was somebody there, you know, and so I end up like I'm waiting, you know, I'm not even waiting for the trazodone to kick in. I just took it, whatever, you know, and fucking I end up calling like all my immediate family, my cousins and shit, like, and I tell them like, "Hey, you know what? Like, I'm about to fucking die. Like, right now, this is the last time you're gonna talk to me, dog. Like it's over. Like, I'm dead. You know, I'm gonna fall asleep right now, and I'm gonna fucking die." And the last person that I called, bro, was my brother. I called my brother, and I was like, "What's up, fool? Like, hey, fool. I hate to break the bad news, but they're about to fucking kill me, dog. You know, like, they're about to kill me. They're outside the house. They're waiting for me to fall asleep, and they're gonna fucking kill me when I'm fucking sleeping, dog. They're gonna shoot me through the window." And me and my brother started talking for 45 minutes, dog, and next thing you know, I dropped the phone because I dozed off. Like, boom, like, oh shit, okay, like, I'm fucking falling asleep, and I couldn't fight that urge to fall asleep, so I end up knocking out. I remember waking up the next morning and being hungry as fuck, and thinking like, fuck, like, they didn't kill me, dog. But I still felt like everything was so very real, whatever the fuck was happening, you know. I still felt like everything was so fucking very real, dog, and I still felt like people were watching me, you know, and I was scared, bro. Like, I was full of fear, and my brother ended up coming over, and he talked to me, and you know, I remember just being burnt the fuck out from not sleeping, you know, just being burnt the fuck out. I had no energy to do anything, and I was so scared that I walked into a meeting.
Oh yeah.
You know, and I was still smoking weed a little bit when I first got here, you know, another member of the fellowship told me, "Hey, just throw that shit away and just you know what you got to do," you know. So I was like, all right, you know, and I ended up giving that bag to my cousin, and then I've been clean ever since.
So you walked into a meeting. You grew up in meetings. I grew up in meetings too. I didn't know what they meant. I didn't know why we went, but I always remember being in meetings. And so in the other times in treatment, did you get involved in going to meetings and working a program in the other times?
So I've been at treatment 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
The first time was in 2018. And the thing is, dog, is I got out of treatment. I would go to meetings. I did get involved with the 12-step program, and I wasn't working, I wasn't working any steps. I wasn't building a relationship with God.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know how to fucking reach out, dog. Like I was resentful. I was angry, dog. And I was full of fucking fear, dog. Like I had these fucking walls built the fuck up, dog, and I needed help to break that shit down, dog.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it was like for me when I first came into recovery. And so like they would tell me like reach out, Sergio, get connected in treatment, right? And like I didn't know what the fuck that meant, dog.
Yeah.
Like I just had different ways of reaching out, dog, and getting connected. Like I had different ways of reaching out and getting connected, dog, and I needed help to fucking break those walls down, dog. Like I didn't know how to get fucking started, And so I end up relapsing after the time I went in 2018. I went back in 2019, and after the time I relapsed was that time when I went to fucking banning. That's how that happened. And then the court made me go back into treatment the 3rd time.
Mm-hmm.
And then I relapsed again because that girl didn't want me, and now I'm clean.
So this last time you came to a meeting and then decided to get involved, and just
this last time, man, like I've had some fucking people, fucking really show me the way.
Yeah.
And I feel like God placed them in my life for a reason. And they really, I'm not gonna lie, like the first few months I was still very like I don't care type shit, like
Yeah.
It's not that I didn't care, bro. I know I wanted to stay clean, but it was more like fuck, like, all right, like what is this,
Yeah.
the first few months. And then I met Yoli. You guys know Yoli.
Yep.
Yep.
And that was the first to me. Shout out Yoli if you're hearing this. I love you. That was the first example of the 12-step program to me that I was able to embrace. Like she'd be like, "Hey Sergio, what are you doing? Let's go over here. Let's go over there."
That's a pretty good impression.
Just for everybody listening.
And to me, it's like everybody wants me, dog. Like, I was like, I don't think we'd be good together, because that's what
where your head went.
That's where my head was, dog. Yeah. And you know what? She was just fucking being an example, dog.
Yeah.
And then down the road, I ended up fucking meeting Adam, and yeah, I end up fucking building a relationship with the higher power that I continue to fucking build, because I know for me, like if I don't, like, for me, like it's that's what it's about, building that relationship, and I don't do it perfectly, but I definitely do it to the best of my ability, and sometimes I procrastinate, and sometimes I fuck up, dog, and and it's all right though. I know I'm not fucking perfect, dog. But I did go from fucking being a fucking victim, dog, to living in just a little bit more acceptance every day.
Yeah. And nothing about recovery needs to be perfect. You know what I'm saying? like nothing about recovery. The only thing that we need to do perfectly on a daily basis is not pick up and get loaded, bro. Right? Because I mean, I've had parts of my recovery where I was stagnant. I was distant. I was resentful. I didn't want to reach out to my sponsor because I felt like I already knew what the fuck he was gonna say. Like I got in bad relationships. I've been, everything. But like, I'm a firm believer. Like if we don't pick up, if we don't get loaded, we have a chance to fix those things. We have a chance to get better at those things, right? Like a relationship with God. I've never had a real relationship with God, right? So it's like starting a relationship with God for me was foreign. It was different because now it's not like what everybody's telling me my relationship should be with God. Now it's like me building my own understanding, right? And that's foreign, right? Because if you go to certain places, they're gonna say pray here, pray like this, do this for God, do that for God, right? And then like when I got clean, it was like, well, you got to figure out who your higher power is, and you got to figure out what works for you. Like, what are you gonna pray? You gonna meditate? You gonna do yoga? Like, you gonna, what is gonna be your form of meditation? What is gonna be your form of prayer, right? So, like for me, the relationship with God really is kind of just like any other relationship. It's kind of through trial and error, and it's also through like going through some hard times. Right, and then like getting to a place like, man, God don't got my back. Like he, you know what I'm saying? And then he gets me through something, right? And then I'm like, okay, maybe he does have my back, right? And then I end up in another sticky situation, and then like I have doubts that I'm gonna get through it. Then he gets me through it, and then I'm like, okay, and then like so it's like building like I want to say like tolerance, but it's like building a rapport with him, right? When you first meet someone, you're like, I don't know about you, bro. You talk funny. You know what I'm saying? You walk funny, you smell funny. Like, I don't know if this is going to be good, right? Like, for example, when I first met Mike, bro, I was like, this dude's fucking awkward, bro. Like, it was weird, right? Like, for real, bro, right? And then we got to know each other and we built a relationship, and I love this dude, right? And so the beautiful relationship with God is the same way, right? Like, we start off like, I don't know about you, bro. Like, I heard some good things about you. Like, I heard you help save lives. Like, I heard you help people stay clean, but, like, let's just, like, see where this goes, right? And then over time, right? And I'm not talking about over time, like over a year, right? I like when I got clean, bro, like I was like, a year? Like that's a long, but like the longer I say clean, the less time I think I have, right? Like I'll have 11 years on Monday. This podcast is going to come like a few months after, I have 11 years, right? But I'm thinking I still feel like those are baby numbers. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I thought 1 year was a lot. Now I'm like 11 years. Like I still got a long way to go, bro. You know what I'm saying? So obviously it's never over, but.
I remember feeling like that when they told me I had to do 90 days in treatment. I was like, 90 days? Are you serious?
Yeah. They don't even do 90 days. Well, not in California. When
I started going, it was
I know. Me too. Mine was 90 days. Yours was what, 90?
Yeah, the 90. You had an option. It starts off with 60. And if you want an extension, it goes up to 90. If you want another extension, it goes up to 120.
Yeah. They started doing that with Medi-Cal and stuff like that. Yeah. So I remember when all that happened. But yeah, before you would go to treatment and it was just 90 days, bro.
Right.
So you got clean, right? What's your life like now, bro? What's like home life now? I know you got some nieces and maybe a nephew, or just nieces?
I got 3 nieces and 2 nephews.
Because I know they're super important to you, right?
They are.
Yeah, and they're like, you guys are like buddies, bro. Like they look up to you a lot, right?
Right, and the thing is, like my life is precious. Mm-hmm. I got to remind myself that I'm the one who's sick, and so that can get in the way, right? But my home life is precious, man. Like I have kids that look up to me. They're not my kids, but they're my sister's kids. They look up to me. My brother's kids, they look up to me. I built a relationship with my dad again. And I have this fucking awesome relationship with my mom. And I'm not saying, dog, like I'm this fucking perfect fucking son, because I'm nowhere near that, dog. Like my dad tells me to cut the grass, I'm like, fuck, bro. He tells me to do something around the house, and I'm like, fuck, bro. Why can't you just let me fucking be, dog? And shit like that, right? And and I could still, I could still be a burden in different ways, dog. And I try to work on that, and I try to be better, and from there was a time, dog, where my dad wanted nothing to do with me, like he didn't want me at his house, dog, there was a time where my brother and my sister, they looked down on me, dog. Like they didn't, like there's fucking Sergio, right? Like he's gonna fucking, like he's probably using drugs. He's probably fucking drinking alcohol and just trying to do whatever he fucking can to manipulate someone to give him some money, dog. And so there was a time in my life, dog, where all that shit that all the beautiful things that I have today, were not there, dog. And sometimes it's hard for me to fucking see my fucking blessings, dog. Like it's fucking hard for me to fucking be like, all right, like my life is fucking good, And I got like, and that's why I brought up that point. Like I got to remind myself, dog. Like I'm the one who's sick. Like I'm mentally fucked up, And I got to remind myself because, dog, like, it ain't easy, homie. Like recovery is definitely a fucking journey, dog. It's definitely a fucking journey, and it's definitely opening new doors, man. Like it gave me recovery has given me faith, something that was very fucking foreign to me. I'm the type of guy that thought the fucking world stabbed me in the back, dog. I'm the type of guy that thought God turned his fucking back on me. So all the things that I have today, man, like, and are fucking beautiful. All the things that I have today are beautiful, man. But like you were talking about how the more time you have, it feels like the less, like the less and for me, with 2 years and 6 months clean, like it feels like I'm barely fucking scratching the fucking surface, dog. Because at 1 year I thought I had it under control, dog. Like at 1 year I thought I fucking knew what the fuck was up, right? And to be honest, bro, like it was just a bursting bubble, dog, where I just felt like, like I've come down to realize, bro, that at the end of the day, dog, like, you got to take action. You got to take fucking action, dog. What do they say? God can move mountains, but you better bring a fucking shovel, dog. And I take fire, bro. And you know what, bro? Like I got to take that shit to heart, dog. Like I wish I could just win the fucking lottery, dog. And not saying that the materialistic shit, bro, is everything, bro, but like, like sometimes, bro, I just, like from being suicidal, dog, like sometimes I get that thought, bro, and I entertain it, right? Like I'll fucking I'll fucking sit in my self-pity, dog, and I'll just start thinking like all this fucking shit, and I could still entertain that old Sergio. If I'm not doing what I'm supposed to, dog, and what's suggested to me, like I could fucking very easily fall back into who I was, dog. I'm grateful to be alive, dog. I'm grateful to be alive, and I'm grateful to be sane, dog. Like I said, I'm nowhere near fucking perfect, dog. And I don't, sometimes I don't work whatever program I'm working to the best of my ability, dog. Like I said, it feels like I'm just barely scratching the fucking surface, homie. It feels like, feels like I don't know shit, life really comes at you with the fucking curveball, and sometimes like I just gotta fucking, fight, homie. I gotta fucking fight, and yeah,
I remember Frankie. I was with Frankie, and I think we were at a convention, and I probably had like 2 years, right? And we're at a dance, right? And I'm unhappy as shit, bro, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, no, I don't know, all that poor me, you know what I'm saying? Shit, poor Adam, right? And I remember talking to him and telling him how I felt, and he was like, bro, sometimes being clean has to be enough. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, like, the fact that the fact that we don't have a needle in our arm, a bottle in our hands, a pipe in our mouth, sometimes that has to be enough for the day, bro.
Yeah.
Right? Like, we have rough days, bro. Like, it's just, we have rough moments in our recovery, you know?
There's a fine line between that and acting out and saying, well, at least I'm clean, though.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, not using it as an excuse.
I could twist anything around it, my favorite.
Yeah, for sure. And not using it as an excuse, but just like for example, right? You talked about like how you had like a like your relationship with your dad, you know what I'm saying? It's like on and off. Like, you know what I'm saying? You guys are good, but there's some areas you guys aren't right. But I promise you that your relationship's much better than when you're in his living room in psychosis thinking that people are out to get you, bro.
Definitely.
Right? And so like whatever dispute you guys have, whatever like disagreement we have with our family, like it's better than that. Definitely. Right? Because I put myself, because I got kids, right? I got an older kid too who's 20. You know what I'm saying? So like, just so everybody knows I'm young though, you know. But I have a 20-year-old daughter, right? And I like when you're talking about that, like I was thinking to myself, like I can't even imagine like how broken my heart would be, bro. Right? If my daughter was in a room and then she's telling me, Dad, they're out to like bro, it fucking hurts me just to think about that. That for anybody, like, to see our loved one like that. And see, me and my mom, we had the same thing, bro. I would tell her, like, I felt a demon pass through me. And she'd be like, you just fucking high. And I'm like, you don't understand. You know what I'm saying? But I was, like, 18 years old, bro. Like, and she smoked dope with me. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I shared about this, you know, in group, bro. Like, or maybe I shared that at the meeting, you know. But, like, life isn't always going to be peaches and creams, bro. Like, sometimes it's going to be fucked up. Sometimes it's going to be rough. Sometimes the best, absolute best we could do is, like, hold onto our fucking seat, right? And wait for the storm to pass, bro. Mm-hmm. Sometimes it's as good as it gets because we're going to pray. We're going to meditate. We're going to read the book. We're going to call our sponsor. We're going to go to a meeting. And we're still not going to feel good. That's the reality, bro. That's my reality. There's days where I've done everything that I was supposed to do, and I still feel like shit, bro. And so sometimes, like, all I could do is just hold on tight to my fucking seat. You know what I'm saying? Not pick up, not get loaded. And again, bro, I'm a firm believer, right? Because I've come out of some dark places, bro. Some dark places where, like, I'm driving up the mountain and I'm thinking to myself, this would be a good guardrail to hit, bro. Like, for reals. You know what I'm saying? This is with multiple years clean, right? And that's the thoughts that people don't like talking about, but they're let me talk about me. That's a reality for me, right? But being able to, like, walk through that and not get loaded and not pick up, like, now I'm in the place that I'm at now, which is not always good. You know, the other day I fucking felt like getting loaded. The other day I had thoughts of fucking, you know, all kinds of fucked up stuff, bro. I'm gonna take $1,000 out of my savings, go to the casino, all kinds of stuff. Anyways, my point is, right, is that no matter if I think that, if I don't do that, I'm gonna be okay, right? Mm-hmm. So what do you feel like has been, and then we're gonna start wrapping it up, bro. But one last question. What do you think has been, like, the most important for your recovery, for you to be able to stay clean?
For me, just a little bit of everything put together, you know, staying in the recovery process and make sure my recovery starts at home. You know, being there for my family and you know, yeah, you know, just staying in that recovery process and reaching out, because when I'm there, bro, like, that's when, you know, when I'm in the recovery process, that's when I, you know, feel, at least I feel like I'm not fucking, you know, sitting in self-pity or doing whatever, you know, step work, you know, working that step 5 really released a lot of fear that I had, you know, moving forward with my life, you know, and that was a big factor, you know, for me, for me at least, because there's a lot of shit that I've held in since I was a kid. You know, there was a lot of shit that I just wanted to fucking release, you know, and being able to make those living amends to my family, you know, and really changing the person from the inside out, you know. Yeah, I don't know, just, you know, I just know that this shit is a journey, you know, and it's never gonna stop, you know, and it's not a destination, so I just gotta keep on pushing, you know. I gotta keep on fucking pushing regardless of whatever comes my way, you know. I gotta continue to build a relationship with God, you know, and it's never gonna stop. You know, you were talking about how being clean is enough, right? Yeah. Like sometimes, you know, and to internalize that shit, dog, like you gotta do some fucking work around here. You know, like because I remember hearing that shit. You know, I remember hearing like, oh, sometimes being clean's gotta be enough, and I used to be like, what the fuck, you know, like it's just the way I am, yeah, right? Like I used to be like, what the fuck, like, what do you mean it's enough, dog? Like, you know, it's not enough, homie. But like today, I could really internalize that shit and internalize whatever the fuck, you know, all these things, right? Like I could really like there's like different levels to the way I internalize these things, man, and to me, like I just got to keep on fighting, dog, you know, and yeah, you know, I don't know, I just being a better person, you know, being better today than I was yesterday, you know, and that's pretty much it, you know. That's all it's about for me, you know. It's all about building a relationship with God, helping others, being there for others, right? And that's what it really comes down to, you know. It's building that fucking relationship with God to me, you know. Because I was, you know, like you said, it was fucking foreign to me as well, bro. Yeah. You know, it was very fucking foreign to me.
So one last question we usually ask everybody that comes on here that's in recovery is, what does your recovery look like on a daily basis? What are things you do to maintain your recovery and stay clean? Like in a week's time or on a daily basis or whatever.
I reach out to God, dog.
Yeah.
You know, I tap in and I tune in. And, you know, like I said, like I don't work a perfect program. I'm not always calling my sponsor, dog. You know, I'm not always fucking working steps. You know, I'm not always at a meeting, you know, but I tap in with my higher power, dog, and I tune in and that's where it's at for me, you know. But yeah, that's you know, that's what I try to do on a daily basis, you know. I just tap in and tune in and really just try to fucking embrace life as it is, live in acceptance, and just try to be Sergio, you know.
Hell yeah.
Instead of all the masks.
Yeah.
Love it, bro.
Just try to be Sergio. Just try to be Sergio and you know, I don't gotta fake the funk today, dog. Like I just, you know, I do what I do, you know, and I just want to keep improving, you know. From failing my classes in middle school, dog, like all the way up to high school. Like I'm gonna go back to school on May 28th, dog. You know,
hell yeah.
So like I got plans, dog, and today I know that anything is possible, dog, and the world is really ours, right? Like we could really do anything that we put our minds to, you know, and our heart to, you know, and today I have faith in improving myself and being myself. So I'm just another fucking addict, dog. Just another fucking addict.
Love it, bro. Huh?
All right.
I think that's it. So everybody who's listening, please like, share, subscribe. If you know anybody who's struggling with any of the issues that we talked about today, please let them know about our podcast, you know. And yeah, I think that's a wrap.
I was going through. Only if you walked it in my shoes.
Looking at the skylight, thinking of my life like looking for the right state of mind to get my time right. I just hope my time's right. Lost up in the limelight, but you'll never know unless you walked up in my shoes.
As someone who struggled with addiction in the past, how does it feel to be able to give hope to others who are still struggling now?
You know, it's such an honor to be able to hear other people's experiences of life, to see how when faced with the very thing that was sent to destroy you, kill you and take you out forever didn't, but rather you have been given a second chance to give hope and be a light for those who are still in the dark. So don't be afraid to share your message to the world. You never know whose life you might be saving.